Let's face the truth. On a weight loss journey, your sole anxiety is the scale. If the scale goes down, then that means you're doing something right. And if the scale does not budge, well, you feel like a complete failure. But the scale is not the only metric on your weight loss journey. There are so many small victories that actually tell you, non-scale related, that you are on the right path. In this video, I will go over my top non-scale victories and how they help me get motivated. But who am I anyway? Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Talita from Shrinking with Keto. And throughout my ketogenic journey, I have lost now over 200 pounds and reversed my type 2 diabetes. Now, throughout this journey, I have helped and coached plenty of people reach their goal. And I hope I can do the same for you. Non-scale victories are just as important as scale victories. And in my experience, they're actually more important. You see, shedding off the pounds is great to see on a scale, but it's the small, everyday changes in life that actually change the quality of your life. Things that before dictated your life, such as having the whole family choose where they're going to have dinner based solely on the fact if you fit in the chair or not. Or sitting out the whole day at an amusement park simply because you don't fit on a ride. Or missing sunsets because you can't go up steps. Or not being able to tie your very own children's shoelace. Or even worse, having to pay for 2 seats on an airplane because, well, you don't fit in one. When small non-scale victories started appearing on my ketogenic journey, I celebrated every single one of them, and I highly suggest you do too. The first non-scale victory I remember as if it was yesterday is hearing a thump in my children's bedroom. I immediately sprung out of bed and ran into their bedroom to see what had happened. Well, nothing serious had happened. But moments later, I recalled that I got out of bed without having to pull myself out of bed, grabbing onto something or pushing my body off the bed. I remember not feeling the excruciating pain I felt every single morning when waking up. And in that moment, I got so overwhelmed by my emotions that non-scale victory gave me so much more than any pound off the scale could have. The next non-scale victory that was an actual milestone for me was the first summer after I had started my ketogenic diet. You see, I started in February and this was August, and I started at around 400 pounds, so I was still pretty massive. My mind had not shifted yet from things I was absolutely not able to do to things that I could maybe do. We visited a beautiful river in Albania, a river that held many of my husband's childhood memories. And he decided he wanted to take our children down for a swim. Now, this beautiful river was down a steep, steep slope that had no stairs, no path, just a slope that looked impossible to get down, let alone climb back up. Of course, the question wasn't even raised as whether or not I would join them. Besides, I never had before. So as they made their way down, I found myself, again, sitting on the sidelines and watching them live their life, live their memories, and create new ones without me present. And while I was looking down for a split second, all of a sudden, it did not seem impossible. Besides, the pain on my right knee had actually gone away and I had not even noticed. And my back was not in pain anymore and my legs felt stronger, so I decided to try it. And not only did I make it down that steep slope, not only did I swim with my children in the river, but when I actually came back up, I was not red and fainting the same way I used to be when going up just 5 steps. Now, if that's not a non-scale victory, then I don't know what is. But before I move on to my next non-scale victory, let me interrupt you for a second. If this is the first time you're seeing this pretty face, let's make sure it's not the last. So please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell icon so that YouTube can let you know every single time I make a new video for you. And please feel free to ask me anything you want down in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer every single one of your questions. Another defining non-scale victory for me was travel. Well, let me put it to you this way. Every time I got on a plane, there was 3 things I would do. First of all, I would ask for an extension to my belt, and usually I was never even asked why, because the why was very obvious. The actual belt on the seat could never wrap around me. The next thing I would do was choose very wisely who was sitting next to me, one of my family members, because I would have to lift up the divider between the 2 seats because simply I wouldn't fit in one seat. And of course, and this might sound funny, it kind of is, but it is a reality if you're obese on a flight. I was very careful of how much water I would drink before the flight or even during the flight, because God forbid I had to use one of those itsy bitsy tiny airplane toilets where the door wouldn't even close with me inside. So you can imagine the non-scale victory when not only I did not need a seatbelt extension, but I actually had to tighten the one on the actual chair. Needless to say, I had plenty of drinks on that flight. My next and final non-scale victory is one that you will discover for yourself, and you will see that the feeling is overwhelming. Since I had been overweight and then morbidly obese most of my adult life, I live overseas, so it's very specific stores that we go to for plus size clothing. Now, this was an afternoon when I had gone to the shop that I always go to buy my favorite pants. And since they had gotten looser, I went inside and asked for the smaller size. So I tried on the smaller size and it was still pretty baggy. So I asked her for a smaller size. And then she gave me the answer that was a massive non-scale victory. She said, "This is the smallest size in here. It doesn't fit." For the first time in my life, something did not fit because it was too big. I realized that I could go into any mall, into any store, and just get pants from there. Now, there are many more non-scale victories I can tell you, such as not having to choose a beach based on how sturdy or thick the sunbeds are, and not having to choose a restaurant based on if I fit in the chair or not. There's many that we can mention, but instead of doing that, I prompt you to start your own ketogenic journey. And please write down your non-scale victories and comment them down in the comment section below so we can all share them together as a community. If you want to start your ketogenic journey today and are not really sure where to start, I have put together a video on exactly real-time, step-by-step, how to start your ketogenic journey now. All you have to do is click the link above. If you have gotten any value out of this video, I will kindly ask you to press the thumbs up button, as this helps YouTube take this content and push it out to more people that need it, just like you. So there you have it, my top non-scale victories. And as always, chin up, or you know by now, the crown slips.